Well, hey now. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, it is Friday morning. We are here on OPEX Day. Ooh, like the volatility of this week hasn't already been enough. Uh-oh, what are we looking at? My camera is going the wrong way. Got the wrong camera view. Let's fix that. I was like, why is the camera facing the wall? And then, but I can still see me. That means we got the wrong camera running. I can still see me, but we got the wrong camera running. Let's adjust the camera. Let's adjust the camera. Good morning. Hey, everybody. Y'all come on in. Miss Marsha and Antonia, how y'all doing? How we doing in here? Don't even want me to let me go into there we go. Bring me the right stuff. I got the right stuff, baby. We got the right stuff. It'll flip over here in a minute. Make sure there we go, a better view. And let me make sure I got the right microphone. Yep, there we go. All things are better. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. I was talking about it being OPEX Day, as if the volatility of this week hadn't already been a whole mess. Whew. This week has been a whole mess. Been a lot. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This SPX has been doing its thing this week. This is the third week of the month. And the third week of the month is OPEX week, which means on Friday, which is today, of the third Friday of every month, is when you have daily expirations, of course. You have weekly expirations, which happens every week, and you have monthlies. This is what happens. The options that are on a monthly expiration, they show up on the third Friday of the month. This includes regular options, includes futures, includes bonds, includes other things, okay? So the third Friday of the month includes other vehicles, and there's a whole bunch of repositioning that happens. People, when I say people, institutions are closing their positions for the month, and then they're reopening positions. So a lot of volatility happens on OPEX Day. All right, a lot of volatility. So, and not just OPEX Day, really happens in OPEX week. We've seen a good bit of volatility. It doesn't help that we've got other things that are adding extra volatility, like the government shutdown. The government is still shut down. I did see a YouTube video yesterday or something on the news where the court ruled that Trump cannot fire people while the government is shut down. Well, thank the Lord for that we can't just fire folks while you got them on a shutdown or on a furlough. Hello. If you wanted to let people go, let them go while the regular process. Come on now. Anyway, I'm not going to jump on my soapbox this morning. I'm not going to do it. But I did see that. We also have just, the trade war going on with China. We have that going on. We have the war going on. There's still some war and war tensions in the Middle East. We still have that going on. All right. We still got a lot happening in our world, and it's causing its own set of volatility for sure. FOMC, are we going to rate hike? Are we going to leave it? Are we going but we need the numbers that are provided from the government to help us to know whether we should reduce or not. But we can't get the numbers because the government is shut down. We need these PPI, CPI numbers. We need these indicators to let us know whether the economy is on the right track. Is inflation really cooling? We need these things, but we can't get them because people they're not working. Either way, this is Friday. And I suggest that you trade, if you trade at all, that you trade very lightly on a Friday. That you trade on this here Friday. I suggest you trade lightly on this here Friday. Well, before I go here, I want to go check out what happened yesterday in SPX. Let's go talk about that first before I get us too deep into anything else. Let's go see what happened yesterday. Take us to a bigger time frame, Arlissa. Yes, you can. Okay, here we go. So yesterday was the 16th. We are up here in the middle. I'm going to stretch it out a little bit so that way we don't have as much data on the screen and we can just see what happened yesterday. Okay, this is what happened yesterday. First thing we had was a gap up opening. If you're from my E2T University community, we talked about the gap up and the gap fill. First of all, we gapped up yesterday. There was a gap from 66.71 up to 66.92. So about a 20-point gap yesterday morning. It gapped up. Had a little bit of movement. The second candle, this is the 30-minute chart. So the second candle filled a portion of the gap. Nope, I didn't want another one. I just want the same one. I want this one. Give us this one. There we go. There we go. Okay, so the second 30-minute candle filled a portion of this gap, came down as low as 66.77, turned around, went the other way, took us to a high for the day of 67.09, roughly 67.09. It popped up to not quite a failed 2 up, but looks like it wanted to be, and then turned back around, came back down, filled the same portion of the gap, and then the next candle. So by 11:30, the gap had been fully filled. After that, we continued, or SPX continued on downwards. Took a little pause here at 66.46. Thought this was going to be a good turnaround because it's a failed 2 down. Didn't. It went up just a taste. Hit a weekly support and resistance area at 66.62. That was previously marked on our chart. Weekly resistance. Went there, couldn't push past, and then fell on back down some more. Actually, I think that's the 50-period moving average also on the 30-minute chart that it ran into. Fell down some more, dropped us down into 66, actually lower than 05, dropped us into 65.90s. We do have a set of tweezers right here at 66.06. That was a good recovery. This is a failed 2 down again. And then it moved back up for the remainder of the day. And SPX closed at 66.29 yesterday. That's what the day looked like. You think it's going to get to a place and it's going to pause. Like, look, it wanted to pause in here. It turned around just a bit and dropped some more. The volatility of it all. Yes. Okay, so that's what SPX did yesterday. Basically, opened at 66.92, closed at 66.29. That's what we got. A little more motion in the ocean than that, because it did go above 6,700 for a minute and then pop below 6,600 for a minute. That's a pretty wide berth, right? And then it came on back and closed within 66 and 6,700. All right, let's go look. Now the VIX, y'all. The VIX is at 23. When I looked a little bit earlier, it's at 24 and some change. The VIX is at 23.73. Been a minute since we've seen the lower 20s. I just refreshed it to make sure that we get a good steady number. Yep, 23.73 is what the VIX is. The volatility index lets us know that the volatility is up. Okay, today it is up. Now, it's a good thing for sellers when the VIX is up because we get good premiums. That's a plus. But the drawback to that is the volatility means a lot more swings. So it's good to get better premiums, but you need to use that to your advantage and go a little further away. If you're going to day trade, make sure you go a little further away as a seller. If you're a buyer, you do the buyer stuff. I'm not a buyer like that. I'm a seller. So I tell sellers, I coach the sellers on what we going to do. What us is going to do, which is go a little further away into more safety zones and give more time. So we're going to wait a little longer into the day. We're not jumping into nothing first thing off rip. No. We're waiting to let some price action happen before we start making moves. Because with the premiums being up, that means we can also wait later in the day and still get decent premiums toward expiration. All right, if you're going to trade 0 DTE. If you're going to trade it, again, trade light, or this might be a watch day. Wall Street credit worries intensify after Diamond's cockroach warning. I don't know what that means. Investors fled shares of regional banks and an investment bank tied to the bankruptcy of an auto parts maker on Thursday. Ooh, okay. People were like, we taking our money up out of here. S&P 500 futures slide as credit fears stalk the markets. Tariffs help trim U.S. deficit in first drop since COVID era. Okay. Amex earnings beat as Platinum Card revamp pays off. Novo and Lilly fall as Trump promises a cut in Ozempic's price. I thought that would be a good thing. You get more people. You get more people buying something. If it costs less, you get them on quantity versus price point. Like Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness gets more people in there on the $10, $15 price point than like a LA Fitness would, because they get more people. People will keep that running for longer, even if they don't never come. They'll say, oh, it's only $10, and they'll keep it running for just in case they decide they want to go in. All right, fear of SVB, U.S. bank stock losses deepen in wait for earnings. Bitcoin continues to slide after historic crypto wipeout. Dollar set for the worst week since July on Fed bets. The gold is running though. Gold heads for the biggest weekly gain since 2020 on Haven demand. Yeah, gold is still moving. Gold is still moving. Peakbot opened a trade for me yesterday. I didn't even know it had opened. I have gold as one of my automated things in Peakbot. And it opened a trade yesterday for me as a put credit spread yesterday. And this morning it's ready to close already. Overnight, it's done. It's like, we did our good work. We finished. Trump Treasury Secretary Bessent to speak with Chinese trade counterpart on Friday. Okay, our pre-market. So Dow futures are up 70. S&P futures, NASDAQ futures are both down. Oil is green. 10-year bonds are green. Stock futures fall. We see that. Futures fall. Small businesses is being crushed by Trump's tariff, and economists say it's a warning for the economy. Trump puts Russia on notice over Ukraine as two leaders prepare to meet. Okay, let's see what the other markets have going. Let's see what Europe has. It's all red over in the European. Credit concerns reach European markets as bank stocks slide 3%. South Korea's Kospi hits fresh record high for third straight day on optimism over trade talks. But most of the Asia market is red. Nifty 50 is the only one that's green. Everybody else is red. Okay, let's see what crypto has going. Say we got a slide. Oh, Bitcoin is at 105,000. 105,000. All of it's red. Ethereum 37.91, Solana 181, Dogecoin 18, and XRP 230. Okay, what meetings do we have going today? Looks like not much, right? Friday IMF meetings is all day. And 12:15, we have FOMC member Musalam is going to speak. If y'all know of anything else that's supposed to come up on a meeting today, please let your girl know. I'm going to go over to investing.com as well. Hey, Iris, I'm going to go over there today, and I'm going to go over there here in a minute and see what else. But at this point, remember, the government's still shut down, so a lot of the data we would look for is not available, not this week. I think we're going to get CPI and PPI data next week. I believe I heard somewhere that they have called some of the workers in this week or last week or whatever to work the number so we can get CPI data for next week. So perhaps we'll see that data next week, even if we are still in the shutdown. Yeah. Looking for today, doesn't look like anything else I didn't mention. No, everything here seems to be the same. Capacity utilization rate this morning, industrial production, manufacturing, production. Well, that's about everything. I don't see anything new here on investing.com. Okay, let's check our earnings. Last night or yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductors was yesterday morning. After close yesterday, Interactive Brokers, CSX, Simmons Bank, Glacier Bank, First National Bank of the Ozark, Liberty, Independent, and Cohen and Steers. That was yesterday after market close. This morning, SLB, Alley, Fifth Third Bank, State Street, American Express, Truist, Auto Live, Huntington, and Comerica Regions. My husband called right when I was on the call. I have to get back with him. I'll call back soon. Okay. Okay, so that's what earnings we got going for that went this morning. All righty. Again, let's ride with what you see. Ride with what you see, Lord. Ride with what you see. Why are you tripping? Okay, there we go. Now, Adam's information today, I decided to just leave the whole tweet. There's some stuff in the middle that came from yesterday evening, but I decided to just leave the whole thing because, it was useful. And I wanted to get the part at the bottom. So that's why I left the whole thing, right? He says, let me go see what he says, because right now it's too small. I got a plan, Stan. I got a plan, Stan. I'll move this to where I can see it. Oh, come on. I'll move it to where I can see it. There we go. Then I can read it from here. Ooh, I'm smarter than the average bear. Okay, it says the law applies as always. After every elevator down sale comes a short squeeze, full round trip. Yesterday was all about, that number should be 6617. That number should be 6617. It was all about 6617 as posted. SPX sold 90 points overnight. It ran back to 6617 exact as if zero happened. Plan today, the bulls must recover 6617 in order to see 6629 and 6634 plus. 6600, 6594, 6585 are the supports. I did write the stuff about the gap right there. The gap between SPX and ES is 38 points. So those who put the gap on their charts or keep that in their notes for the day, the gap is 38 points between SPX and ES. So when you read Adam's tweets, subtract 38. Okay, so Adam's last closing tweet yesterday was closing update. 6617 was the key support today as posted. SPX agrees. We held it. 12:40 p.m. rallied to 6664, which was the target, and then flushed 6617 and then reclaimed. Squeeze plus 15, big inflection point. Bulls need to stick this failed breakdown or heavy downside below. Newsletter out soon. Adam puts a newsletter out every day for those who pay for the newsletter. Okay. Note, I'm at the bottom now. Note, I will also warn, ding, ding, ding. Everybody listen, 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 listen. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. Linda, listen. I will also warn, it is OPEX Friday today. It is OPEX Friday today. While nobody knows what today will bring, given the extreme headline volatility, the average OPEX day is brutally choppy with sustained follow-through struggling. Okay, so basically super choppy and follow-through struggles to happen. That's what he's saying. 6617 is clearly already a magnet. Keep it light today and zero over trading. Keep it light. As my daughter would say, keep it cute. Keep it cute. We're not trying to ruin our weekend. Now, if you have had some struggles this week like me, you might just need to take your break and start anew on Monday. Okay? I got appointments this morning, so if I trade some, it's going to be light because I'm going to be moving about. But if you can sit and watch and you can, somewhat scalp your moves, enter, exit. That may work for you, but I would suggest that you play it real light, right? Play it real light. Take your time. Take your time. Or watch. Watching is a whole strategy. Watch, take notes. And so what if after so I could have made? Yes, you could have. And you also could have lost. So yes, you could also have done that. All right. Go into your weekend solid. Plan to go pick a pumpkin or something. I saw some cute I saw yesterday on the truck. The guy was riding. He had those light whitish looking pumpkins. I was like, oh, he must have been going to like a one of them fields where you go and pick all the pumpkins. The pumpkin patch. He had a bunch of pumpkins. I'm guessing was taken somewhere like that. But I was like, oh, those are so cute. Those are so cute. Okay, so that's what Adam had to say this morning. Keep your eye on what Adam had to say. So if you're gonna trade, you at least got a little bit of guidance. Use your chart, because I want you to trade what you see, not just what Adam says, because Adam is giving numbers based on what he sees. So I want you to trade based on what you see. Okay, that's what I want you to do. You trade what you see, and Adam will help guide you along the way. That's what you want. You don't want to depend on that. That's one of the things I do in my community. Anybody who's with me, even though my community does provide, I do provide alerts. I'm teaching all along the way. Every week we have a session on Sunday night. We do charting and training. And during each day, I'm still typing and training even during the day. And then after the day is over, I sometimes do a little recap with some charts. I show what really went on, what we did, what we could have done, what we should have done in some cases. And when I say we, it includes me. Okay, the we includes me. I don't be like, y'all should have. No, ma'am, no, sir, no ham. All of us, okay? But I'm teaching and training because I'm really interested in developing traders. I'm not interested in developing followers. If you check me on any social media post, you'll see I'm not trying to just get followers, because I do not have much. Twitter, I had the people who was imitating me. The people who was trying to be me had more followers than I had. I'm the real deal, and they got a bunch of followers. And they was like, had more people following them to nowhere than I had. So I'm not necessarily after that. What I am interested in, though, because I'm an educator. I am an educator. I'm interested in people learning how to do this, how to really do this skill, how to run this skill on their own. That's what I'm interested in. That's really what I'm interested in. Okay. So there's that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. Okay, let's go look at some charts. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go to the charts. We already looked at SPX, right? We can go look at the daily chart. I need to go to SPX 500 so we can see where it is right now. There is still a little gap down here at the bottom that, I didn't mean for that to do all that moving around. That is still down here that needs to be filled. It's down in the 65.50 area. Never know if we're getting down there, but there is a gap down there that still is waiting. There's a few gaps, because there's one here too. There's a few gaps just below there, a couple gaps that are in the 65s there. The market will do what it will do. So please don't say what SPX won't do, because it will. That song came to my mind. What you won't do. Yeah. What you we won't sing that. Not today. This is SPY this morning. Let's go to the 15-minute chart of SPY before I get to acting silly and then the whole show goes awry. Okay, so SPY, closed yesterday at 661.36. It's currently like in the same area. It's at 660.11. So it's maybe about 50-60 cents lower than what it was yesterday. Than where it closed. It had a gap down. SPY had a gap down, but it's recovered that gap down in the pre-market. It's recovered that at this point. We're about 35 minutes from market opening. So we got a little bit of time before you can see what really happens. Okay. That SPY is at 659.92. Let's go check out Triple Q. Triple Q, very similar, closed yesterday at about 600, right at 600. Dipped a little bit in the post market, dipped much more in the pre-market down to 590. It's currently at 598 and some change. So it's about almost $2 lower than what it closed yesterday. Yep, almost $2 lower than yesterday's close. SPX and SPY will punk you out. You better know it. Listen, you better know it. If you don't have the right resolve, yeah, SPY and SPX will make you throw your computer. Okay. That's why we always talking about lock every trade. I got a sign up here. Y'all can't see it because it's right above my screen. Lock every trade because you can get caught. I've been caught right at the end of the day. Your trade looking like it's gonna be all right. SPX get on a horse at the end of the day and go right through your strikes, and you're like, you were fine until 658. 358. What are you doing? What are you doing? Been there. So now, lock every trade. Lock every trade. Okay. Triple Q down a couple dollars or $1.50 right now, looks like, from yesterday's close. IWM, small cap. This is another stock that we are trading in the membership. I've added IWM. So SPX is where we focus our energy, and now we're adding IWM because I want us to get the bigger and the small cap. Those two different groups, that's two different pots. So we're working that second pot, and at this point we're working it more of a 1 DTE strategy there, but we're working IWM as well in the membership, and it closed yesterday at 245.10, right around 245, and it's currently at 244.70, so about 40 cents lower than it was yesterday at the close, 30 or 40 cents. We'll see how that goes today when we get open in about 30 minutes. All righty. I really want to encourage you every day. I want you to, number one, pick a strategy that you're going to trade each day. Pick a strategy. Try not to style drift or strategy drift. Pick a strategy and trade it over. Get good at that strategy. Pick a strategy and work it. Now, and when you have a couple of down days and it doesn't go well, don't abandon the strategy. No. If you need to fine tune it, then fine tune it. But don't abandon the strategy. It's usually right when you get ready to jump to something else and start relearning something else that the strategy that you had would have been fine, or that you just needed to fine tune or tweak it a little bit. All right, you just needed to tweak it a little bit. Don't style drift, because what happens is when you've got a strategy you're working, you start getting good, you have a couple losses, and you first of all, we get all caught up in what just happened versus what's been happening over the length of time. We're thinking this is going bad, and it probably was going fine. If you look at cumulative gains and losses, you're probably doing okay. But when you shift to a new thing, you got to take that learning curve, pulls you back, basically. It's going to take you down first before it takes you up. That's the way learning does. You got to go down first before you go up. So then you're going to step yourself back, and because you got to get back into the learning curve and make all those mistakes with the new strategy. But if you had just stayed with the old one and tweaked it, you'd been in profit by now. All right. Pick one. Pick a strategy. Pick a setup that you really like. Pick a setup you like and look for it on the charts. And when that setup comes, you run with it. I taught the strat the other day to our E2T University people, and I showed them maybe about 3 or 4 little combinations. I said, pick your favorite combo and look for that combo on the chart. And when you find that combo on the chart, trade it. When you find that's basically finding your own setup. When I say find a setup, that's what I mean. Find a combo in strat, if you're using the strat or whatever you're using. Something in structure that says, okay, when it's here, I enter. When it's here, 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 I exit. Okay? Yes. Get you a little setup and then run it. Run it over and over and over. Run it when it's live. Run it in the sim. Run it in on demand at Thinkorswim. Oh, that was a rhyme. I didn't even know I'm a poet and didn't know it. Ooh. Run it. Run it in back tests. Like in the hours when you sit around scrolling and doing something that pays nothing. Run this back test. Go back in the charts and look for your same setups again and what the price did after your setup. Your setup, did it do what you thought it was going to do? That gives you confidence that when it comes again, you'll be confident enough to take the trade because you have seen it repeat over and over and over. That's how we get good. You got to have seat time with these things. Got to have seat time with this. A lot of us want this to come quick. And I'm telling you, being in the market is not a fast thing. But after 2, 3, 4 years, it all starts to click together and you get into a rhythm. It gets into a rhythm. All right. All right. That was my guidance for the day. The membership, Option Seller Zone membership is open. If you want to come join us trading SPX, XSP, and now a little bit of IWM, come on and join us. I'm there. I'm the leader. I'm the coach. I have people who are there who are all trading along with us, but we're learning and trading together. We are charting every week. We're becoming master traders over there. We're learning how to technically analyze our charts. We're not just entering exit because strategy is one thing. We learning how to analyze these charts so we can use them for whatever strategy you choose. You need to be able to work that chart first, right? Come on, join us. The link is at the bottom of this graphic. You can go to educator2trader.com and find all of my resources, all of my trainings, all of my resources, a one-on-one. If that's what you need, you can do that over there as well. All right. It's 9 o'clock. So I'm going to take us into the end of this. We're going to land the plane and y'all can get ready to run the market. I can get ready to go to my apartments. All right. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others, because that's really what we're here for. In Jesus' name, amen, amen. All righty. Again, let me reiterate. It is OPEX Friday, which means the volatility is going to be a lot. Okay? The volatility is going to be a lot. A lot of chop is going to happen. A lot of up and down movement. A follow through may not happen. Companies, industry, the big old groups, right, are setting and resetting their positions, closing and resetting. So a lot of money is moving today. All right. You don't want to get your money crossed up in there. Now, you're not to lose it. Now, you might want to get some of it. You don't want to lose it. All right. So watch, trade lightly. If you're going to trade lightly. You know, $35 every day is what? $175 a week. Can you run $175 a week? Can you get you $175 a week? $700 a month? Could you use that extra money? Yes, that's $35 a day. That's 30. People be like, oh, that ain't no money. Add it up. Compound it. Add it up and compound it. There you go. There's your money. Okay? All righty, everybody. I want you to do 2 things today, maybe 3. Definitely, I want you to stay green, even if that means you don't do anything, right? I want you to get this money. If you're going to get some, get you some and go. And I want you to have, above all that, I want you to have a great green day. All right? I'll see y'all in the market. Bye, everyone. See if I can end the stream. I keep pushing the button.